All right, well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Mr. Hen, and we're a little bit early here. It's about 8:26 Eastern Standard Time, and I've got my drawing paper already here. For those of you who don't know, Random Quick Draw is a game with 4 categories, 12 options in each category. Character, action, object, and setting. We roll dice to see what character, what action, what object, and what setting we're going to be drawing. So I'm going to start documenting these a little bit better, but for now you can see, I believe we did 5 episodes for season 1, which was last year. And now we're kicking it up with a little bit different format. Last year, our format was I would have a guest on, and we shot on location at a place in Greensboro, and it was really good. However, there were some challenges with scheduling and getting people there. There were definitely challenges with equipment, functionality, and different things. And so I'm going to start a little more simple now. So I want to do this in a way that I can be consistent with it. And so I'm going to shoot from my place, and we're going to do this hopefully once a week. I'm shooting for Tuesdays at about 8:30, and we'll see if anybody is interested in it. Now, what I'd really love is if you enjoy this, obviously you like it, share it with your friends or whatever, especially artist friends. So if you have an interest in drawing along with me, that would be really cool. And each time I put one of these up, I will have it on my website as a coloring page that can be printed out, because I'm just going to do this in black and white. I'm not going to color it here tonight. But you can submit yours online there, and I can add it to the gallery. I'll put an online gallery for each one of the episodes that we do. So if that interests you, please feel free to draw this. You can take as much time as you want. The initial concept was we were going to take 30 or 40 minutes to draw, and it was a lot of pressure. It was a lot of fun. 2 people going at it. Again, you can watch those episodes, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to draw for about an hour, and I'm not going to color it. I think that will produce a better drawing, hopefully a little bit better entertainment, and it also will give folks an opportunity if they want to color the one that I draw tonight, they can do that. So hopefully that's a good idea, but we'll see. We'll try it a few times and see if there's any feedback, whether it's positive or negative. So if you like or if you don't like, please feel free to comment. Any thoughts, what can make it better? Now, my setup here is not my future setup. This setup is kind of what I'm working with now based on the equipment that I have. I'm actually using a document camera for this, and I can already tell I'm not a huge fan of the autofocus, and I cannot turn it off. So things may get fuzzy and then clear again, and fuzzy and clear again. So the camera that I'm using to shoot this portion will probably at some point change. The one that's actually shooting my face is one that I've had for years and years and years. I feel very comfortable with its functionality, but there are probably better options out there now because it's over 10 years old. So eventually I'll upgrade. But for now, this is what we're working with, and hopefully it's good enough at least to get started and get an idea rolling. So truth be told, I was setting everything up last night to get it all worked out, and I rolled the dice last night, and I actually drew several little tiny drawings. I spent about 30 minutes drawing a little bit just to test all the cameras and everything, and I'm just going to go ahead and roll with that because the options seem pretty cool, pretty fun, pretty entertaining. And so truth be told, I'm not going totally from scratch. I have had a couple of little drawings to sort of think through the idea. That said, I have not put a lot of thought into this. I'm pretty much kind of just going with it, and more so in the future. So again, if you're just joining us, welcome. I'm Josh Hendry, also known as Mr. Hen. I'm an art teacher, K-8 art teacher, and some of my students call me Mr. Hen for short. Some call me Mr. H, some just call me Mr. Hendry, but I kind of like the name Mr. Hen, and so I stuck with that. So here we go. If you saw the Twitter announcement of the episode tonight, you'll know that our character tonight is a magician, and the action is directing traffic. And if you would like to have the list for the different items that you can roll dice for on your own, you can join our email club, and then that will be a free download for you to be able to use. The object we have is a vase of flowers. And our setting is a carnival. All right. So, let's see. I'm going to get a sharper pencil here. All right. Let's get kicking. A magician directing traffic. There's a vase of flowers and a carnival. And I just want to say that you can interpret this in a lot of different ways. It's an illustration exercise, so you can kind of mix and match, but setting, obviously there's got to be carnival elements to it. But the vase of flowers can be incorporated in any kind of creative way that you could think of. And directing traffic, it could be foot traffic, it could be traffic outside the carnival, it could be maybe you're directing a herd of elephants. Whatever would kind of come to mind and you think would be a cool thing to draw. So I don't know why, but my first thought is to draw a magician with a top hat, and I'm just going to draw a circle for the head to start with. And at first, this is probably not going to show up on screen too well, so I'll try to get some darker values in there as soon as I'm happy with portions of this so that it will show up a little bit better. And eventually it will get a lot easier to see. I have no idea what kind of hair I want my magician to have. I was thinking big kind of chops for sideburns, and I'm not sure why I'm going with round ears. I have no reasoning behind that. Let's get that hair to kind of look like it's sitting in the brim of the hat. The brim of the hat is tilting back a little bit, so I think that ellipse should be a little bit deeper like that. Maybe I'll put a little bit of a curl in here. So the curl makes me think he might be a little bit of a shisty magician, maybe. I don't know if that's what this guy's personality is going to end up being or not. Now he's directing traffic, so he's going to have to be looking in a direction. Let's go ahead and make him, I think I'm going to make him looking over here. For some reason that's feeling like the route to go. Maybe. Is he happy as he's doing it? Is he mysterious? Is he sly? I don't know. Kind of depends. If he's a magician, he's doing some kind of trick while he's doing this. I'm not sure why. He's almost looking leprechaunish right now. I don't know if I like that nose or not. It's a little bit piggish. If I give him a longer chin, it will look a little bit less piggish and look a little more, I don't know. Kind of like that. Do I want to give him a beard of any sort? I want to give him a little goatee. I don't know if I like that or not. I'm not sure. I kind of like the bare chin, to be honest. Maybe we'll stick with the bare chin for a while. I can always add a goatee in later if I like it, or if I want to, if I think he needs it. It's a good thing to remember for future drawings. I don't have to rush into the beard, man. Don't have to. Yeah, I kind of like that little smirky, gremlin-y look he's got going there. Alright, so, well, if he's directing traffic, and he's got a vase of flowers, and he's a magician, let's go ahead and give this guy a bow tie. Nothing says magician like bow tie. Here we go. Alright. Right. Oh, Boston's coming in. Boston's leaving. Boston is our Boston Terrier. Oh, my love. My baby's here. And she's going to be working in the background. You might see her. She might duck her head in and say hello. All right. What to do with this feller's arm? He is directing traffic. I want his wrist and hand to kind of come out to the side a little bit because he's going to be holding a sign if he's directing traffic. It's going to be a stop sign, I think. If that makes sense. If you're directing traffic. Octagons can be quite challenging to get all even the angles and everything. There may be an easy way to do this, but I am just going at it, shooting by the look of it, and maybe it'll end up looking balanced and even, hopefully. Alright, so I know stop has 4 letters, so right down the middle, the O and the P will be on one side, and the S and the T will be on the other side. So my thought process there is divide the space in half so I don't run out of any space, and I can kind of plan it out accordingly. Now the S and the T are a little bit harder than the O and the P as far as spacing, so I want to make sure I don't make my T too big up at the top or I'll run out of room for my S. So S's are can be pretty challenging. Yep, that's what I thought. I got my S a little bit skinny for my T. Might be able to push that T over to the middle a little bit more. Because the O has the rounded portion that kind of gets away and gives you a little more space there for the top. You can push it in a little bit more and be okay. So we'll do that. Push that T over a little bit. Alright, I'll come back and fix this S up a little bit. Alright. Yeah. It's okay. Don't want to spend too long on that. Alright, my man. There we go. There we go, right there. Alright. Stan Prokopenko, if you're ever watching this, you will see every single weakness in my understanding of human anatomy. I watched that fella and I am amazed. Alright, let's see. Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's give this guy some cool jacket there, some sporty, spiffy magician jacket. Alright, so that's not very magic. It's just a stop sign. That's pretty ordinary. How about if that stop sign is the vase of flowers? No, because he's going to be holding the flowers. That would not make sense. Okay, so we got a vase of flowers here. Alright, so he's going to be holding out his hand, and I'm guessing a good magic trick is to make something levitate. I don't know why he's going to be making a vase of flowers levitate yet, though. I have no idea. So let's go ahead and put this vase of flowers in there and see if we can come up with a reason why it should be levitating. We're just going very simple flowers here. we go. Stan again. I'm thinking Stan Prokopenko. How would he do it? I'm going to do a slice of bread for his hand. There we go. Thumb. Something like that, maybe. Probably not. That looks crazy bad. Oh well. Alright, that's going to have to do. Alright. Does this look magical with this zooming around there? Are those little magic sparkles floating around? Sure, why not? Alright, Mr. Man. Alright. Cool deal. Oh, this line right here reminded me to put some pleats in the pants, because that just makes it look so much more fancy. Alright. Oh, look at that. His feet are going to go all the way out of frame. No problem. Now, of course, he needs a cape, because he's a magician. Duh. This cape going over his shoulders. Okay, now he's in a carnival, so it's going to be a Ferris wheel back here. I don't know what style of Ferris wheel this is. I'm sure there are lots of different styles of Ferris wheels. I remember that in order to load into a Ferris wheel, though, the buckets get almost all the way down to the platform, so I think I gotta keep that in mind. Alright, so I gotta use the circle that comes down here. Oof. That's more the center of this circle. Maybe that. I don't know. There. Oops. There. Okay. There. Babe, how you doing back there? How you doing back there? Doing all right? Awesome.
How are you doing?
Doing well.
Good.
Let's say hey to our friends on YouTube.
Cool. Hello, friends on YouTube.
Oh, there you are. Hey! You're back there. Oh, hello. Let me see if I can focus on you. Whoa. Hello. Oh, yeah. Awesome. Hopefully that's in focus there now. Let's see, what else goes on at the carnival? They got some tents up usually. How do we know he's directing traffic? Okay, we got one of these funny signs here. Has arrows pointing every which way. Maybe that would work. Alright, for some reason I'm thinking there's going to be a corn dog sign here. Cotton candy. Ferris wheel. I think a Ferris wheel is F-E-R-R-I-S. Is that right, babe? Ferris wheel?
Yes.
Awesome. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
Ferris wheel. What else? What's another? Slingshot? Isn't that a ride at the carnival? Slingshot. What's the merry-go-round thing called? What is that thing called? The horses that you get, the little plastic horses. What is that called? Not a merry-go-round. Oh my god.
Carousel.
Thank you. Golly. My brain wasn't working. There we go. Do a carousel. Carousel. What else? Is that a carnival, babe? Funnel cakes? Funnel
Turkey legs.
cakes. Oh yeah, turkey legs. Turkey legs. Alright. Groovy. It's looking pretty cool, I think. Are there any small, medium-sized objects I can put in here to balance this out? It feels very heavy on this side. What is a carnival-esque item that would be with a magician? Do you have a suitcase maybe on a stand? I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to put an old suitcase on a stand here. Yeah, that'll bring the lines. Hopefully we'll bring the attention to him. We'll put it on a stand. A little folding stand. Let's see. Should I make it open? Maybe I should make it open so people can see something inside. I'm blocking part of the Ferris wheel and part of what I've already drawn. It's alright though. Let's see. Forgot what I was doing here. That's got a folding table. Go like that. No, something like that. Whatever. Now, a handy dandy eraser. I love these. I don't know if they're meant for drawing, but I use them all the time. It's an office supply item, but that makes a really handy dandy eraser. And I prefer the white erasers to the pink erasers because they don't leave marks. Oh, by the way, you can also download these sheets that I'm drawing on. I actually, this is a heavier cardstock and illustration board by Strathmore, but I ran it through my printer, and the PDF is there to download. Excuse me. Still getting over a little bit of a cold. All right. Okay. Now, I don't know if you're thinking what I'm thinking, but there's got to be a bunny rabbit in here. Does it look like a bunny rabbit at all? There we go. Little bunny rabbit. There we go. Alright. This little bunny rabbit's going to be chomping on a carrot while his man there is directing traffic. Nope. I have no idea what this bunny rabbit's going to be doing. Oh, near my chair. Cracked. Alright. I can't stand the legs on this thing. There we go. We'll make it into a crate. That's a little bit better. That Ferris wheel is fighting with that bunny rabbit. Not a big fan of the Ferris wheel fighting with the bunny rabbit. But we have been going for quite some time now. I don't like how blank that is. Sorry, I just need to put something there that looks so blank and open. Maybe if we put a couple more apothecary jars in here, that would help out. Maybe another one. Alright, we're starting to overwork that area a little bit, so we need to get on with it. Okay. That Ferris wheel was not balancing well in there. It was kind of fighting with this little guy right here. That's not what we want. Where? All right. Maybe that's better. I don't know. No, these two lines are fighting. Ha. Not a lot of fighting going on here. Maybe I can get away with doing that very light and almost disappearing it. I don't know. We'll see. I think it's time to throw some ink on this puppy. We'll start with a Sharpie for all the words. This Sharpie is beat up. Let's try this guy. That's a little more pointy. Turkey legs. Now, the challenge with Sharpie is to keep the space in between the letters, because Sharpies have a little bit of bleed to them. And especially if you're going from skinny pencil lines to Sharpie, you kind of have to push the letters this way and that to keep them spaced out well. And I didn't do a great job with the W and the H. You can see how easy it is to run your letters together if you don't have any space between them. Alright. So at this point, I have to let go of some of the things that I don't like and just keep moving, like the cotton candy arrow. I'm not a fan of that difference between how tall that is and how short that is. So, but it's important to keep moving and not delay and not to dwell on the things that don't look perfectly right, because the goal was actually to excuse me, is actually to communicate the idea more than to make it look perfect. If this were going to be some really polished, finished work of art, I could take the time to do it. But we're just sketching out ideas, trying to develop our drawing skill, trying to think creatively while drawing, trying to make decisions quickly on the fly, and be creative and loose and have a good time. So I think I might be almost done with the Sharpie. I like to use the Sharpie around the things in the foreground just to make them a little bit more prominent. Make them stand out a little bit more. Whoa, that was a wicked line right there. And then things that are engineered, like the signs, or things that are out of kind of materials that are machined, so to speak, I'm more likely to use a more mechanical instrument like a Sharpie than I would be a brush pen. Now, for the clothes and all of the little details and things like that, much more likely to use my brush pen for those. So, see, that's a 3. So we're going to change the line weight here as we move into, oh, I think my drawing board is touching my tripod and making it shake there. As we move in on the details, we're going to use a thin, and this is a 3 ink pen. I do a little bit of cleanup work as I go, so if I don't completely like the way a shape turned out, I'll do a little tiny editing as I trace around it to pull the shape the direction I want it to be. And it's just kind of one final little design edit that I make in process as I go. Nothing major. I'm sticking to the lines I like, but if I notice that something's a little off and I can adjust it with my pen as I go around, I will. Now, I'm not really happy how that O turned out at all, but that's okay. Alright, now we're getting into what I think is the fun stuff. I get to use my brush pen. So this is a really enjoyable tool to use. Kind of expensive. I think they're like $16 to $20 or something, and you can get the ink replacements for it. But it's got a really enjoyable brush nib, and I know most people who draw with inks are very familiar with this particular pen, and there are probably better ones out there, but it's the best one that I've found so far that is in a partially kind of reasonable price range. So well, we better kick it up. We're getting pretty close to time here. I didn't want to go over an hour, so we're at about 45 minutes now. So and it takes, for me, it took a while to get accustomed to this pen, and I still don't feel like I'm really proficient at it. I feel like I know a little bit better how it's going to behave, but I don't yet know how to draw with it. And what I mean by that is I don't know how to get exactly what I'm looking for out of it exactly when I want it to do something. So I know that I need to pull away to get a thinner line, but my hand, being left-handed, doesn't always go to the right so well. So I haven't learned any of those tricks that would help me accomplish particularly lines no matter where I want to put them. So like if they're on one side of the drawing and the direction of my hand accommodates it, I can get a lot nicer line weight. And then if it happens on the other side of the drawing, I'm sort of at a loss for how to capture that line weight that I like so much. So that's what I mean by I haven't really learned how to draw with it yet. I kind of know what it can do and I love what it can do, but I just don't feel proficient at it yet. And I haven't learned enough tricks. Like I couldn't teach anybody how to use this pen yet. So I know going across there, I knew that was going to be a battle to keep it a thin line, and I don't like how chunky it looks. And a lot of times I would rotate my page. I'm not going to do that here because we're set up on camera, but that is one hack that I know works. If I rotate the page, I can get a really clean, thin line because it's in my wheelhouse of where I feel very comfortable and precise moving the pen. But that's just not going to happen on camera because I think it's more important to keep it all squared away with the camera. So still got a long way to go to learn how to use this thing, but I really do like the potential it has. And I've seen people use them to such a beautiful with beautiful technique and get fabulous results. And so I look forward to those days when I start to unlock its capabilities a little bit more. But a lot of doing art is letting go of sort of the expectation and being willing to just learn. Let that be your expectation. I'm going to learn something. As it rarely turns out exactly the way you have it envisioned. But if I can learn something to use next time, maybe I'll be more successful on the next go round. So just making the most of the opportunities, you know. I have learned one thing with this pen is that if you work a little bit faster, you get more elegant lines, so it just looks a lot better. I have to be careful also because I'm a lefty and it's easy to drag my hand through what I've already drawn. So if you're a lefty, you know what that's like. It's also tough filming because you tend to block off what you've already drawn from the viewer. And I haven't learned a technique to help with that yet either. I don't know if there is a technique. If you know of one, that in the comments below. I would love to know. Now, I don't like the direction of that thumb, but I haven't drawn it correctly in pencil, so since I've already moved on to inks, I'll probably just live with the fact that it's not the way I want it to be. Because if I try to change it in inks and I'm wrong, I run the risk of making it look even worse. But one thing I might do is I might just kind of dummy it down a little bit, like that. Maybe it passes for some kind of thumb. Alright. Yeah. The trick here, and again, I want to rotate this so badly. trick here with these magic lines is to keep the pen barely gliding across the page so that the lines stay nice and thin. Ooh. Yeah, not completely happy with it yet, but still got a lot to learn. Okay. Alright, so there's the vase of flowers. Let's give it a couple more little magic dust particles floating around. Make it look a little more magical, hopefully, through here. Maybe. Alright, now the background. Oh, I forgot my bunny rabbit over here. I gotta put some details over here in the suitcase. And the bunny rabbit. Can't forget the sidekick. Alright, there we go. There you go. There's a magician directing traffic with a vase of flowers at a carnival. Wow, we're right at an hour. I am going to erase all of my pencil lines and then I'll be done. This will be up on the website as a coloring sheet. If you would like to do that, download it and print it at home and color it, you can do that. If you would like to draw your own interpretation of this, you can go to the website, you can upload your artwork there, and we'll put it in the gallery for everyone to see. If you would like the printout for the options, the 12 different options for the character, action, object, and setting, we have a new list that I just produced this month, and if you'd like to sign up for our email list, you can download that for free as well. So thank you so much, guys, for joining, and hope you really enjoyed this. And until I see you again, keep drawing.